Okay, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tiwi here. This video is going to be a podcast style video. As you can see, I'm very cozy because I feel like this might be a long one. I was going to not film this because I thought that it wasn't topical enough. I think the more topical videos you make, you then feel like you just giving a life update or talking about what you have going on. You feel like no one cares to watch that. I'm not going to let that stop me from filming this because I just know that it could be useful for someone to see. I don't know. Someone who's in my situation. When you're going through situations, you just want to find someone else who's going through it so you can have someone to relate to and feel like you're not losing your mind. I just want to say, for the people who subscribe recently or the people who interact with me in the comments, and I see all the comments, so yeah. Thank you so much for leaving comments, especially if they're nice comments. I've gotten a few hate comments, but like who cares. Yeah, if you've left any nice comments, you guys seriously make me like feel really happy. And yeah, I love interacting with you guys. Like, I really love talking to you guys in the comments. So thank you for interacting with me. I'm very overwhelmed right now. Like, very overwhelmed. And it has to do with college. I think I've made multiple videos. Actually, yeah, my first ever video on this channel was me talking about how I'm struggling in college. And that was in 2022. I was talking about how I was struggling in college, and I was literally on the verge of dropping out, and then I ended up starting the same course at a different college, and now I feel like I'm back to square one again. I don't know why I thought I could somehow escape getting back to square one, but here we are. I'm back to square one. Yeah, so I'm just saying that to say that a lot of my content is me just complaining about how I hate college and how I feel trapped in my life, right? And as someone who's experiencing this and who's experienced this for so long, I'm drained. Like, I'm exhausted of dealing with this, you know? Like, I wish I could just stop dealing with it, whether that's completely just dropping college or, I don't know, coming to a place where I feel happy in college and I'm not struggling as much. I just don't want to feel like this because it's draining. And I can't imagine for someone who's watched my videos from the beginning or someone who keeps up with these videos. I'm sure you guys are drained of hearing me complain about how I feel trapped. But that's my reality. I still feel like this, you know, and oh my god, it's such a hellish experience, really. Like, being alive is so uncomfortable. This is like my main issue in life right now. Obviously, like, there are things that you're gonna go through that'll bother you, like issues in friendships or just general issues in interpersonal relationships, or I don't know, feeling underqualified for certain things, or feeling out of your depth in life, or I don't know, family dynamics, blah blah. Like, there's so many sources of just, or I don't know, like losing things or feeling like you don't have enough money, stuff like that. Like, there's so many sources of just pain in life. But I feel like this college thing has just, it's the heaviest weight I have on me. And it's, oh my God. Yeah, I might be here for an hour or something because I really just want to get into everything. Hopefully I don't cry. Yeah, I feel like crying on YouTube is a little too much for me. Yeah, hopefully not. But it's too much, and I'm tired of carrying this weight. And I'll explain why it's heavy in so many different ways. And it's heavy. There's so many. There are just so many layers to it, and every single layer adds more and more weight. And I just feel like I'm being crushed under the weight. Like, I don't feel. Oh my god, the tears are. What the fuck? I'm not gonna cry on my channel. That's crazy. I just feel like I don't feel like I'm an active participant in my life anymore. I feel like I'm just passively going through the motions. And it sucks because if I go through every day just wishing like, oh, let this day just go by. Like I literally the how I see my life is right now I'm 23. I'm thinking, oh my god, depending on when I leave Earth, I have so many more years to just be alive, and I just think to myself, how will I survive the rest of my life? That's just how I feel. Cause I'm just like, it just feels like my life is going super slowly. I don't feel like I'm actually living. I feel like I'm just surviving days, and I don't know how long I can do this. Like really, like I don't know, man. It's too much for me. But okay, the situation I'm in with the college stuff right now. I study psychology. I've talked about this like so many times because I thought I wanted to be a psychologist and help people with mental issues. But now I feel so mentally fried. I don't even know if it's mental anymore. I feel like my soul is fried. I feel like I'm just yeah, it's my soul. You know, like I'm drained, right? So I'm like with how I feel, the concept of pouring into other people just seems too far away. Like the concept of like, oh, I need to be here present for other people and like save other people from the abyss. It's like, how do I do that? I can't even save myself from the abyss, right? So that's what I'm studying. And at first it was fine. I had my little qualms with it, but overall I thought I loved it and it was my passion, so it was fine. And now I'm thinking maybe this isn't my passion anymore. Like the passion I have for it, the attachment I have to it, the attachment I like I think I remember I was journaling maybe a year or two ago about why I was committed to this path, why I wanted to stick with psychology. And I think my main reasons were that I felt like committed to this cause because my biggest goal was helping other people in this way, like helping save people from the abyss, right? And now as I'm sitting here today in July of 2026, I don't feel like that anymore. And I don't think it's a temporary thing. I don't think I'm just having a rough patch. So maybe if I feel better or if I take like a miracle drug that helps me see the light, I'll reconnect to this purpose that I thought I had. I genuinely just think I was delusional. And now as I like get older, and now as I try to disconnect from all the external voices of like, you need to be this, you need to do this, you're not useful to the world if you're not this, like all these voices, whether it's family, oh my god, my mom is the biggest one. I'm going full transparency here. Oh, like my mom is a person who, and I get where she comes from because it's valid. It's really valid. Like people can't find jobs. Genuinely, people cannot. Like this is not even like a like, oh, like this happens to like people who are not lucky. There are 8 billion people on this planet. People cannot find jobs. And then if people do find jobs, they might just want to end themselves because the job just like feels like that draining. Do you know what I mean? So to be someone who has found a job and you're doing a job that genuinely fulfills you, you're one of the lucky ones, to be honest, right? So when parents think about your future and when parents want the best for you, of course they're going to advise you to do something that's safe, something that will probably be fulfilling, something that will lead you to make money, something that will lead you to a secure future. So I don't think it's bad that my parents have like this mindset and they push certain things. I think it's completely valid if you're in this world to push for things that are safe. But in the pursuit of doing something that's safe, I feel like I'm literally losing my mind. Like I don't feel like my life is even worth living. So, and then you start to question like, if something makes me feel this bad, then what's even the point of living? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what's the point of going through this if I just feel horrible every second of every day? Like I wake up and I'm like, oh man, like another day. I wake up and I don't even want to leave my bed. That's how drained, like getting up to brush my teeth, to shower, to even eat. You know, like these things are so exhausting for me. I feel like I can't manage them, and I just, yeah, but anyway, I find myself just completely tuning out all the voices, whether it's from society, whether it's Instagram, whether it's my mom, whether it's all these fears that I have telling me that if I quit this path that I'm on, I'm going to be a failure. My life is going to be worse. I'm going to end up struggling even more. I'm probably going to end up like gone. Do you know what I mean? All these voices that were keeping me committed to this path, and like I felt like I was committed to this path out of fear. And I've gotten to the point where I don't even fear anything anymore because my present reality right now, how I feel right now, is my personal hell. And like, I fear this more than the idea of breaking out of this. Like, I'm living my worst nightmare right now, even if I'm smiling into the camera. So, yeah, like when you disconnect from all those voices and you disconnect from all the noise and you ask yourself, like, what do I really want? I don't want this. I'm not gonna try to twist the truth or try to delude myself into thinking I want this. I don't want this anymore. And I fully accepted it. I can't believe it's taken me this long to accept, but I've accepted it. I just don't want this. I don't want psychology. And that's that. Now, in terms of college, the college thing is really heavy. So I'm going to divide it into like three parts, right? So psychology out of the way. I'm going to talk about college, and then I'll talk about family stuff, and then I'll talk about visas and immigration because that also matters. I left my home country to come to a random country to study something, and me being in college affects my residency in this country because I'm on a student visa. So that's also another thing keeping me trapped because I don't want to go back to my home country. I actually, yeah, I prefer living here for sure. Ireland is better than Nigeria for quality of life for me personally. So I definitely don't, and I also don't want to move back home. Like, oh my god, I feel so trapped at home. Like I just feel like I don't relate to my family at all, at all. Yeah, there's a disconnect there. Anyway, so yeah, the visa thing and the immigration thing is also another issue, another weight that's on me and is crushing me. But so talked about psychology, now talk about college. College is something that people deem as a good thing that you should be proud of participating in because education is a good thing. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and say like, no, we shouldn't learn, we should just not expand our knowledge. Of course education is a good thing, and college is seen as something that if you do, you have more value. Like, if you go to college, you have more value, you're able to contribute more to the world, and you're more useful as a human being, right? The idea of not going to college, it will affect how other people see you. People will see you as uneducated. You're also going to feel uneducated. You're going to feel like you're lacking in life because it's something that's pushed so much. Is like everyone should be doing this because you need to. It's something that you need to do. The thought of not going to college just feels like wild to me. Like it feels just too wild. And then if you don't go when you're younger, people think like at some point when you're older you will go because it's something that you just have to do. If you don't do it, you're doing yourself a disservice. And then I think about the people who didn't go to college and they somehow like lived life, and I wonder, how are they doing? Like, are they okay? How do they feel about themselves? Do they feel like they're worth less because they didn't go to college? Probably. So because of all these ideas, whenever I'm in college and I feel like I'm not connecting and I feel like I'm struggling so much, and I look around me and I feel like my peers are not really, because when people talk about struggling, people say like, yeah, you might think you don't know what's going on, but really everyone feels the same. Whenever I hear that, I think, no, you don't know how I feel. Like, I feel like I'm burning from the inside. I don't think other students feel like this. At least most of them. Maybe the ones who can relate to this experience feel like me right now. But I think most students, maybe they're struggling with workload and balancing life, and it's just kind of like managerial stuff is hard for them. But I don't think their soul feels like it's dying when they're in college. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm in jail. I don't think most students feel like they're in prison when they're in college. That's how I feel, right? So when I hear that, I'm like, no, you don't know how I feel, because I look around and I can tell that other people don't feel what I feel. And it's so hard. And oh my God. I've tried for years, man. I remember high school, getting through high school. I literally, like, I felt like I couldn't do it, but somehow I managed doing my final exams and high school was over. I remember I would wake up and I would just sit by my bed and I would be so, just, my mood would be so low. I would feel so bad. And then my mom would give me this pep talk about, like, don't worry, it'll be over one day. Like, just go to school. Like, my mom would have to pep talk me to give me the energy to go to school. And this is high school. I was so tired. Like, my soul has been tired for years. And I made it through high school. And then I went through, like, all these, like, random courses you do between high school and college. And then I made it to college. And now I'm here and I'm still struggling as much as I was struggling in 2016. Like, and I just, it's like, I feel like I'm reaching the breaking point where, like, I physically can't do it anymore. Like, every deadline is hell. Everything that I need to turn in, it's like a battle to just do anything that I'm assigned to do. Like, right now I have two things due, either tomorrow or on the 31st. I haven't done them. I don't want to do them. I didn't do them, so it got pushed to August, right? So things get pushed to summer when you don't do them. And even with the new deadline, I still don't want to do this. I just don't want to, but I feel like I'm forced to, because I have to go to college and I have to be a productive member of society. My parents have invested so much in me, money, energy. Like, I feel like I need to make them proud, And then immigration. I want to stay in Ireland. I want to stay here. So I feel like I have to go to college. I have to get a job. I have to stay here. Stay in Ireland. Make your parents proud. Don't be a waste of money. Be a useful member of society. Don't be useless. Like, all of these things, the pressure is coming from me, family, society at large, friends, the world, my future, my quality of life. Like, every single direction I look at is telling me that I need to stay dedicated to this path. But my soul is telling me that I need to break free from this path. Like, the only thing that doesn't agree with this is my soul. And to go against yourself, to go against your mind, your family, your friends, society, immigration, to go against all of that and to listen to your soul. Do you know how I don't even feel sane right now. Saying this, I know what my soul wants, and my soul doesn't want this anymore. And I just need to find a way out of this. Like, it's either I get a lobotomy and I change and I rewire my brain, or like I rewire my soul to love this path so I don't feel this friction every day, or I break free from this and find something that fits. I have to either chip away at myself to fit into this mold, or I realize that I just don't fit the mold. I go look for a mold that fits me, So, yeah, like, that's how I feel right now. And this is how I felt for years. Like, I'm not even exaggerating when I say, like, my education, my academic career has been traumatic. I don't think that's too dramatic to say, because I know when people talk about trauma, they talk about, like, situations that can be really abusive and just, like, but I feel abused by schooling, to be honest. Like, not like, my mental health is like, I've been unwell for years, and I've just been trying to cope. But, like, oh my God, like, I don't think I've ever just felt sane and comfortable in my life. And I always thought that maybe one day, like, it would go away. Maybe one day something would click. But I can't just keep waiting and passively hoping for old age to come and, like, take me away. Like, it's either I have to change something and actually live and live a life that I'm happy to live, or I just give up. There's no other way around it. And yeah, I would say like my academic experience has been traumatic, and I don't think a lot of people have this experience. I don't think it's traumatic for a lot of people. I think a lot of people are just able to go through it fine. I see all these people who like they do all these degrees, people that have multiple degrees, and they do excellently well. And there are people who do masters and they do a PhD, and I just look at them and I wonder, how did you guys do this? Genuinely, how did you survive this? Because I can't even see myself doing it. I cannot see myself in that life. I've never been able to see myself in it, and I've always just thought like maybe if I just go through the motions and pretend and just force myself and try to delude myself into thinking that it's for me, maybe one day I'll end up like these people and I'll have the masters and I'll have the high paying job and I'll be a professional at something, I'll be an expert at something, and I'll make everyone proud and I'll make myself proud. But I can't see it. So, and I'm not gonna be in denial anymore. Oh, I didn't cry. I'm happy I didn't cry. So and the immigration thing, I kind of feel like I'm at a very, very, how will I put this? I feel like I'm at the tipping point in my life or something. Very weird to say, but the immigration thing is literally at it's. I feel like I'm on my last leg of a race because with the immigration thing, basically in Ireland, you have a certain number of years that you can be a student for, and after that time is up, you can't study anymore. You have to either get a job or move, just leave the country. Either leave or find a job. And I think in Ireland that's 7 years. Yeah, that's 7 years, right? I started studying in Ireland technically 2020 September. I started my course online because it was COVID and I was still home in Nigeria. And then 2021, I moved to Ireland. We're in 2026, which means, and like last time I went to immigration, they told me, babe, you have a year left. Like, you have a year left. So, and coincidentally, not even coincidentally, just by design, I have a year of my psychology course left, which means that would tally up with when I have to start being a student in Ireland, right? So I'm supposed to graduate next year, 2027. And by 2027 September, that would mark 7 years of studying in Ireland. So based on that, by 2027 September, I should be done studying here. Right? So I feel like I need to finish this course. Like there's no room for me to fail a year and repeat. It's not I don't have that possibility. I have to finish my course by that date. And it just feels like everything is just coming up to this point. And yeah, it's either I finish this course or I start working in Ireland. But wait, how do I work here? I don't even have a degree yet. So I feel like I have to finish this course. But again, my soul doesn't align with this. My soul does not align with this. Maybe if I wanted to be spiritual, right, and I wanted to be woo-woo, I could say this is by design, right? God, the universe, whatever, is telling me that this path is just not for me. And the more I try to force it, the worse it'll be for me. So it's either I'm not even supposed to be in Ireland. I don't know if you guys have heard about astrocartography. Apparently, like, you do better in life when you're in certain locations. I don't know how true that is, but I've heard that that's a thing, right? Maybe I'm not supposed to be in Ireland. Maybe my best life will happen when I move somewhere else. Maybe this is by design, right? Maybe I'm supposed to be struggling for, because life only makes sense in hindsight. So right now, like, I feel like my life is, falling apart. But looking back, I could, this could be worth it one day. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, but maybe this course isn't for me. Maybe I'm not even supposed to live here. Maybe me, the possibility of me not even staying in Ireland. Maybe that's a good thing for me in the long run. I don't know, right? But with the information I know now, I'm obviously not going to try to sabotage my immigration status. Like, that's ridiculous. Of course, I'm going to try to stay in Ireland. Because in comparison to what I came from, do not love Nigeria to live in. Do not love it. I prefer Ireland, so I'm going to try to stay here. But I'm definitely open to where God, the universe, wants to take me. I'm not going to overly try to force things. If I try to do something and it's not aligning, I'm leaving it. So this college thing is not aligning. I'm still going to try to like put in my last hurrah to somehow like make it to the end of this degree. I can't really see myself making it, but I'm going to try. And with the Ireland thing, I don't know if I could magically like start working without a degree in psychology. Like, I don't know how that would work. I'm not even allowed to do my master's here based on that rule. So maybe I just need to go somewhere else to do a master's. That's if I graduate. Like, everything is just up in the air right now. Everything is confusing. Everything's up in the air. I feel lost. Something else that has been weighing on me is the fact that I have to move out of here 19th of August. And I genuinely don't know where I'm moving to. Haven't found a place. I have nothing booked. Going to have to think about hauling all of this stuff that I've accumulated. And oh my god. Everything is a nightmare. Like, yeah, I'm just, yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like my life is so, but whose life isn't this? You're just kind of like surviving things that come your way, basically. Every year is just a struggle. Every summer is a struggle. Summer is especially hard because like when the student year ends, that's when contracts end for like housing or accommodation. And then you have to figure out, are you extending the contract? Are you getting a new contract for the next year? And while you're trying to like move from one academic year to the next, stuff can just get all over the place. And right now stuff is all over the place because I have to move on 19th of August. Unless I'm able to get a new contract. The hope is that I get one. So I'm not homeless. But if I don't get one, then I have to figure out how to move out of here. So yeah, just all of these things. That's my life. I think I've covered everything. Yeah. My soul is telling me no, but everything else is telling me lock in, babe. And I don't even know if I can trust my soul. Like whenever I express this, I mean, I don't express this to people because I don't think anyone will understand this. They'll just think I'm being dramatic or like, I don't know. Like, yeah, I've never really I've never really felt validated by anyone around me. I can't go to my parents with this. What? They'll probably just scream at me. So I remember one time, like the time I dropped out of the first psychology course I was on to transfer to this one I'm on. I remember I had this talk with my parents and I was crying. I was so sad. I was so sad. I was such a bad phase of my life. Like, yeah, I was definitely like the S word. I was definitely feeling that. I was that. But I remember I was talking to them and they were so angry and they were like screaming at me. And I remember my mom said like, don't ever bring this, like this is not what we're here for. We don't care how you feel. And I thought that's fair. So like, I know that I can't go to my parents regarding just, to be honest, I can't really go to my parents for anything regarding how I feel about anything. Whether it's like general emotional stuff or whether it's career or whether it's like, unless it's like very practical, like surface level stuff, like managerial type stuff. Yeah, I can go to that. I could go to them for that. But when it comes to like me personally, like who I am to my core, my parents don't really experience that. And like there's always been a distance there. And I don't think that's ever going to change because I don't really see them as a safe space that I can go to. But my parents are out of it because they're not a safe space for this. My friends probably would not get it because they're either like in the college thing, like they're locked into what they're doing, and they don't really feel like their soul is dying from this. Like they don't really feel like their soul is being snatched away from them. So I don't think I'll go to my friends. Yeah, I don't really have anyone to go to in my personal life for this. So I come to the internet hoping that someone out there probably relates and we can actually talk about it, have a conversation, you know? So I feel validated in my experience because I feel when you have an experience that it feels rare to you or you feel like you can't express to people because people will look at you like something's wrong with you. You don't really feel like it's a real experience. You feel like you have to over explain how you feel, and that's how I feel. So I'm seeking validation, I'm seeking solace, I'm seeking companionship through the internet, hoping that someone who relates can find this video and they can, I don't know, drop some words of encouragement for me, or I don't know, drop some insight for me. I don't know. Like, I just need a way out of this because I can't keep living like this. I don't even feel like I'm living. I can't keep surviving like this. So, yeah, I think I've covered everything. I feel very hopeless. I don't know if I'll be able to do the work I have to do in 2 days. I feel like I should be forcing myself to do it based on all those factors. All of the factors are like looming over me. Me, parents, immigration, society, the world. But I can't, like, my soul is literally stopping me from doing this. Because, like, I just, it doesn't align with me anymore. So, yeah. I even thought to myself yesterday, I was like, maybe I need to seek help. And maybe I need to get on medication. Maybe I'm depressed and I need to get on antidepressants. So maybe if I'm not depressed, I'll be able to get through college and I'll be able to get a good job and just have a good life. But then that just doesn't feel right as well. Like, I don't think my brain is the issue. I don't think depression is the issue. I think this is not my life path. And I think I'm just like a rare individual. And a few of us exist in this world, but some people are just rare and they just don't fit into what everyone else is doing. And they kind of have to just find their own way. And it's scary and it's hard, but that's what they have to do. So I feel like that feels more correct than me possibly going on antidepressants. Anyway, I can't even say I hope you enjoyed this because this is just like not a good video, but I hope if you relate, I hope like you find peace one day. I hope we find peace one day. If you've been through this, please help me. Please give me advice. Like, what should I do? Because I'm genuinely lost right now. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you watched, then I wish you peace. I wish you love. I wish you the best in life. Whoever's watching this, I genuinely hope all your dreams come true. I hope you stop feeling drained. I hope your soul aligns with whatever life you have going on. And thank you. If you want to see more of me, like the video, to subscribe, so this channel reaches people it needs to reach. And yeah, I love you so much. Thank you so much. Bye bye.